Have you ever sent someone a message and then checked your phone every few minutes, hoping their reply would finally appear? At first, you tell yourself they must be busy. Then an hour passes. Then a day. Slowly, your mind begins creating stories that may not even be true. Maybe they are angry. Maybe they don't like me anymore. Maybe I said something wrong. Before you know it, one unanswered message has become hundreds of painful thoughts. The truth is, being ignored is one of the most painful emotional experiences a human can have. Scientists have discovered that social rejection activates many of the same areas of the brain that process physical pain. In other words, your brain treats rejection almost like an injury. That's why silence can hurt more than harsh words. But here is something that might completely change the way you think. People don't always ignore you because they dislike you. Sometimes the reason has nothing to do with you at all. Imagine walking into a crowded room. Everyone is talking, laughing, and enjoying themselves. You smile at someone, but they don't notice. You try joining a conversation, but nobody responds. Within seconds, your confidence starts disappearing. Nobody insulted you, nobody argued with you. Yet you suddenly feel invisible. This happens because humans have always depended on social connection. Thousands of years ago, being accepted by your tribe meant survival. Being rejected could mean death. Even though the world has changed, your brain still carries that ancient survival system. Every time someone ignores you, your brain quietly asks one question. Am I no longer important? That single question creates anxiety, insecurity, and self-doubt. The first hidden reason people ignore others is simple. Human attention loves novelty. Your brain naturally notices things that are new, different, or unexpected. Think about your favorite song. The first time you hear it, it feels amazing. But if you play it 50 times every single day, it slowly loses its excitement. Relationships can work the same way. If someone always knows exactly what you will say, exactly when you will call, and exactly how you will react, your presence becomes predictable. Predictability creates comfort, but too much of it can reduce attention. This doesn't mean you should play games. It simply means people are naturally attracted to growth, change, and new experiences. Another reason is emotional exhaustion. Everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. Someone may be dealing with family problems, financial stress, health issues, or personal struggles. Their emotional energy becomes so low that even replying to a simple message feels difficult. Unfortunately, your brain rarely thinks this way. Instead, it chooses the most painful explanation. They don't care about me. But the reality may simply be that they are trying to survive their own difficult season. Modern life has created another invisible problem. We are all overloaded with information. Every day we receive notifications, emails, videos, advertisements, messages, and endless social media content. Our attention has become one of the most valuable resources in the world. Psychologists call this attentional overload. When the brain receives too much information, it starts ignoring more and more things just to protect itself. Sometimes that includes people we actually care about. Have you ever forgotten to reply to someone even though you genuinely wanted to? Most people have, not because they didn't care, because their attention was stolen by something else. Now here is something even more surprising. Sometimes people ignore those they secretly admire. Imagine meeting someone who seems more successful, more attractive, or more confident than you. Instead of starting a conversation, many people become nervous. They fear saying the wrong thing. They fear rejection. So they stay silent. What looks like disinterest can actually be intimidation. Confidence attracts people, but it can also make insecure people keep their distance. Another hidden reason people ignore you is emotional safety. Every relationship creates a feeling. Some people make us feel peaceful, while others make us feel stressed. Without realizing it, The brain slowly moves toward relationships that feel calm and away from relationships that feel emotionally heavy. If every conversation becomes an argument, every message demands immediate attention, or every meeting feels emotionally draining, people naturally create distance. This does not always mean they dislike you. It simply means their brain is protecting its emotional energy. There is another mistake many people make. They slowly build their entire happiness around one person. At first, it feels like love. But psychology tells a different story. When one person becomes responsible for another person's happiness, the relationship starts carrying too much pressure. Nobody wants to feel responsible for someone else's emotional survival. Healthy relationships are built between two complete people, not one complete person and one person searching for validation. The more desperate you become for someone's attention, the more pressure they feel. Ironically, the harder you chase attention, the further it often moves away. Silence also has many different meanings. Someone may be healing from heartbreak, someone may be grieving, someone may be confused, someone may simply need space to think. The problem is that your brain hates uncertainty. Whenever information is missing, your imagination fills the empty space with fear. That is why overthinking begins. You imagine conversations that never happened. You create endings that do not exist. You assume rejection before knowing the truth. One unanswered message becomes a complete story inside your mind. Here is one of the strongest lessons psychology teaches us. People's behavior often says more about their internal world than it says about your worth. Someone who ignores everyone is not sending a personal message to you. They may simply be overwhelmed, distracted, anxious, or emotionally unavailable. The healthiest response is not chasing, it is not begging, it is not constantly checking your phone. Instead, respect yourself enough to accept uncertainty. Real relationships never require you to prove your value every single day. The people who truly care about you will make time for you. Maybe not every minute, maybe not every hour, but consistently over time. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's response speed. Your value is not decided by a notification. It is not decided by a blue tick. It is not decided by a reply. Your value existed long before that message was sent. The moment you stop chasing approval is the moment you become emotionally free. Because confidence is quiet, self-respect is calm, and peace begins when you stop asking, "Why are they ignoring me?" Instead, ask yourself a better question. Am I giving my time and energy to people who truly deserve it? That single question has the power to change your relationships forever. The strongest people are not the ones who never get ignored. They are the ones who never allow someone else's silence to decide how they feel about themselves. Remember this, not every closed door is a rejection. Sometimes it is simply life guiding you toward a place where your presence will be valued, your voice will be heard, and your kindness will be appreciated. The right people will never make you question your worth, and the day you truly believe that, you will stop fearing silence forever.